I'm Danette May, and I'm known as America's leading healthy lifestyle expert. But you see, I've been on this journey in my own life to uncover the power of healing food, the power of movement, and the power of a mind. And I just want to share it with the world. I grew up in a small town called Salmon, Idaho. It's a town of about 3,000 people, quite conservative, definitely spread out into different farms, and just a really simple town. So I didn't really have friends in the neighborhood. I had like 100 sheep, chickens, we had 4 dogs, and every day I would go down into the pastures and hang out with the animals. You know, and of course I was raised with all brothers, so my mom made sure my room was like this girl oasis away from all the dirt and the grime of the boys and the farm. So I felt like I had a little bit of both worlds. I got to be that part of me that likes the dirt and the animals and adventure, and then the other part of me that got to go into the sanctuary of the girly land that my mom created. It was actually a really beautiful childhood. I'll be in full disclosure, I grew up LDS, or Latter-day Saint, and that just meant that we had a very strict way of being. And not that strict was bad, it just was a very structured belief system around, we definitely went to church every Sunday. We read from the scriptures every morning, even 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning. And as a female, it definitely felt like girls were in the kitchen, girls were cleaning, girls were meant to be girls, and boys were meant to be boys. And it was definitely very segmented. And I remember feeling that for sure, because my brothers, I felt like got to have all the fun. And they got to do the adventures and the camping trips and build canoes, and I thought that seemed so cool. And I felt like I was learning how to can and sew, and just wasn't doing it for me. And I wrestled with that a lot, because there's a lot of me that wanted to travel and be adventurous, and I was constantly told if I was to live a really epic life and a life with purpose, then it would be raising children, staying at home, being an amazing canner of food, an amazing sewer, and amazing housekeeper. And I'm none of those things. I've really dived into this thought process of wondering how much this has really impacted the person I am today. So I'm actually super grateful for this upbringing, because I think it lit a fire in me, because I always felt this resistance of being in the kitchen, and this resistance of feeling like I had to take care of this boxed home when I felt like the world was my home. When you're kind of put in that environment, you either stay in it and succumb to it, or you get this big fire within you to go, I'm gonna see every part of the world. I'm gonna try to learn all about different people, different religions, and it just created this adventurous spirit in me, and I can't slow down. I wanna see every square inch of the world. So I actually am creating this show because it's where my curiosity lies. You know, I feel like I've been on this mission, I just haven't been documenting it. You see, I've been on this journey in my own life to uncover what makes me feel alive, which led me on this journey of my downfalls, of my shadow, of my rock bottoms. I found myself not too long ago driving home from the hospital. For those of you who have children, have you driven home from the hospital after having a baby? You know how slow that drive is. You're like the best obeyer of all the traffic rules, because you got precious cargo in the back. And I was driving home from the hospital as well, driving really slow. But I was driving slow because I didn't want to go home. I was driving in my car with an empty car seat in the back. You see, I'd lost my son. I had to leave the hospital, all the signs of having a baby, but no baby. And I started to unravel into the deepest depression that I had ever experienced. You know, I believe it's in our rock bottoms is when we actually find our truth and we find our true character. And it was in my rock bottom that I found the power of a mind, the power of your mind to choose happiness, to choose perspective, to choose what is our truth. You know, as humans, we are brought up to believe certain things. We are taught, to the best that our parents know, to the best the community knows, how to eat, what kind of friends to have, what kind of house to be in, what kind of finances to have. And we grow up with these ideas that we think are truth. And on this journey that I've been on, I've really started to realize that there's been a lot of things that I thought were truth that actually weren't my truth. For me to be curious and to say, maybe I don't actually have all the answers. Maybe I actually think I have it all figured out and I have the ultimate health hacks figured out. But maybe that around that corner or in that town or from that person, there's some more wisdom to be had. I want us to learn to love ourselves more fully. I want us to learn that there might be a different way of eating or moving or thinking that we didn't even know about that could totally enhance our lives. We're all in this together. We're all the same. We all have our mud, our muck, and we also can have our glory. We can also have our light and our sunshine as well. Today we are traveling to Ethiopia. I've been invited to be here for a week with Charity Water. There are millions of people in this region without access to clean water, and we're going to go up and meet them. We're going to meet some tribes that actually have access to clean water through wells that we have helped to get into those regions, which they basically took us to the hardest situation firsthand. They said the children are going to be asking for food and a water bottle, and we won't have enough. We can't give the whole tribe water, and that's going to be really hard to be drinking that water in front of them. And I knew then that I was up against something that was gonna be a rub against my ethics, a rub against the humanity side of me in the moment.